Welcome back to the Everything Football Podcast, where everything we talk is football. And this week has been full of free agency, frenzy, and a lot of stuff to talk about. Trades going down.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was a big week for the NFL. So let's get right into it.
All right, man. Let's. What should we start? We'll start with Jerry Jones fucking bending me over and screwing me because this has been a
Yep,
disgrace
as
again and
usual.
again and again. As usual, this has been a disaster. So day one, we went out and we got Jalen Thompson. Okay, I'm gonna give full credit. That was a really nice move, and we traded for Rashawn Gary, which was okay. Okay, it's an upgrade over what we have currently at edge rusher. So I'm like, okay, fine. A future of 4, could have maybe got him for a little bit less because he was about to get cut anyway. But either way, so we start off the day with Jalen Thompson and Rashawn Gary. Okay, it's a step in the right direction. And then we just completely whiff on every single free agent linebacker available. We were in on Quay Walker, didn't land him. In on Kobe Dean, didn't land him. We were barely in on Devin Lloyd, obviously didn't land him because we were barely in. And it was really embarrassing. Leo Chenal wasn't that expensive, didn't get him either. It's just we have DeMarvion Overshown, fucking what's his name, Shamar James, and somebody else. I literally forget. That's how terrible our linebacking core is, and we're rolling out. We're on day 3 as of today. This is what day 3? No, day 4 of free agency because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we have no linebackers, and it's ridiculous. And now we're out here trading people. We're trading Osa to the Niners. I mean, you can convince me to trade Osa. However, to the Niners is stupid because they're a conference rival. They were just in the playoffs, and we're trying to compete with them, and we trade one of our better players to them. And I get it. Okay, you want to say that he's not a scheme fit under our new defensive scheme. That's fine. But what is your plan beyond that? You one of your better
Yeah.
pass rushers. What's your plan? And then you trade Solomon Thomas. Like, okay, I mean, I don't. He's Solomon Thomas. It's whatever. He's a good guy. He's a solid player, but he's depth that you're just getting rid of. So now you have a hole at defensive tackle, even though you have a very good duo. However, if one of those guys were to go down, you are fucked. And I don't know. It's really strange what we're doing, and I'm waiting for the big move behind it because that's obviously what you have to do, right? There's no way you just trade Osa, Solomon Thomas, and just do nothing. Because obviously you have to add another linebacker, like Bobby Okereke needs to be on this team, or I don't know. It's just been a really bad offseason once again. Busting the budget, they were telling us. They're talking about busting the budget for the last week and a half, 2 week, 3 weeks. That's all I've heard. We're gonna bust the budget this year.
Yeah, you're like
It's night and day. It's the same. I knew this was gonna happen. I had like as soon as we whiffed on all those linebackers, I'm like, yo, we're not gonna we're gonna screw over this offseason. And then the biggest miracle of all, and we'll talk about this more in depth later. But when the Ravens pulled out of the Crosby trade, oh yeah, we're not gonna re-engage in trade talk. We're not gonna re-engage. Why? Why? You could at least attempt to get him for less. And if the Raiders are going, no, 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 and okay, if you call the Raiders and go, hey, can we maybe do this, this, and this instead of 2 firsts? Because obviously, because we didn't want to give up 2 firsts, which is understandable because we're not necessarily a contending team, so. With the roster, we don't take that risk of like, oh, let's trade pick 12 for Crosby. You don't want to take that risk right now. Okay, but maybe you can get him for pick 20 and something else. You can instead of with the Ravens offer, you can get less and you can give them less and maybe they'll take it because they. But apparently, we didn't even try, and that's not what good organizations do. And I get the fucking failed physical. Come on. Everyone knew he got the surgery. Baltimore had buyer's remorse. We all know what happened. It's very obvious what happened. So it wouldn't have been a bad idea to try to trade for Crosby again, and we didn't do it. Okay. And what are we doing now? Who knows? This check the notification. Is it us? Of course not. It's Miami. Why would we be doing anything? We just have completely blew another off season, and who would have thought? Surprise, surprise. I'm so sick of this shit. And
I was getting a call on my phone. I hope it didn't like mute you or anything like that.
it
But
shouldn't have. I mean, you still heard me, right? You heard me still.
yeah,
All right, we should be fine. It should be good.
but yeah, it's the same old Cowboys. It seems like you're one of the more like Cowboy fans that have been like down on the team. I feel like many other Cowboys fans they think they're like doing the off season correctly. Like they
No.
got the coach, and then they think they're like they're creeping up on the Eagles already, and like you know.
Well,
I've just heard a lot of other stuff, but from you, it seems like yeah, you seem pretty down. I mean, yeah.
I
So
mean, everything up to free agency was done correctly. You know, the way we went about hiring the defensive coordinator was correct. You interviewed like 20 guys. Okay, that's how you should do it. You paid Javante early. I like that a lot. You know, you looked like you were improving on changing your ways, and then at the beginning you did give Jalen Thompson the biggest deal you've given any free agent in the last 15 years since like what Brandon Carr. It's ridiculous. So okay, so but then you go, okay, we're done. We pay one guy. Okay, that's it. We're done. We busted the budget, right? We did it. Like, no, you did not. It was just you cannot go out. You can't go into the draft with this roster. You just can't do it. You cannot. Like, oh my god, it's just horrible team building.
yeah, I
Horrible.
mean, there's like this was already a pretty weak free agency class. I mean, there's not really much else I could really think of that you guys could do, barring like some crazy trade. I mean, yeah,
That's our last
I
hope is
mean,
to make a trade.
I don't really
And now
know
we've forced
because
ourselves to have to make a trade because now we're gonna have to give up draft capital to and that's why we're probably trading Osa and Solomon Thomas to acquire more draft capital. So basically what we're doing now is what terrible teams do by creating one hole to fill another. That's just like when the rumors of like, oh, let's trade Pickens for Crosby. Girl, great idea. Let's go create a hole at receiver to fix one other hole. So then you still have the same
yeah,
amount of holes you did before. Doesn't help you at all.
you guys, you guys, from realistically speaking here, I feel like you guys have like a few year, like couple year window here of like because Dak is not getting any younger.
Nope.
Okay, let's put that out there. I feel like you guys have a couple like a nice couple year window here to like be competitive, and you need players that can come in and be impactful. And yeah, they're just having trouble, getting those players. You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean? Like
that's.
offense, they seem to be doing something correctly, but defense, they can't figure it out on the defensive side. So
I mean, they're saying, all right, Christian, you know, your first year DC, understand? Go basically go give us a league average unit. Like you can't like that's what we're banking on. But I mean, we're not even getting like his guy. We signed like what the guy from Denver, PJ Locke. We signed okay. He was I guess still like a Christian Parker guy, but it's PJ Locke. It's a $5 million safety. Like, he's not gonna do
yeah,
anything. Like he's gonna be a solid
it's
rotational
funny.
safety.
You
Like
you guys thought you were gonna get all the Eagle players, and then look, you got none of them.
nobody. You got nobody.
Absolutely none of them.
Eh,
Reed signed away. What's it called? N'Kobe Dean said, "Nah, I'm
We're going
picking
go with the
the
Raiders.
Raiders.
This is so
I'm gonna go with
embarrassing.
the Raiders instead because that's what my gut says." He said, "That's just hilarious.
He better be right, or
Literally hilarious."
he's gonna be regretting that. He better be correct. The Raiders better win more games than us next year, or else he's gonna be regretting that shit. Like Mendoza better be the best rookie quarterback ever, N'Kobe. All right, you better hope, man. You better hope.
Yeah, that's a true Eagle at heart, man. That's shout out to N'Kobe getting his payday. But yeah, that's just hilarious to
I
me.
was really pissed when the fucking Raiders signed
But yeah,
Kobe Dean and Quay Walker. That was so bullshit, man. That was so stupid.
you missed out, man.
I liked Quay
You
Walker
missed out.
too. Dude, Quay Walker, you remember when Quay Walker pushed the fucking Lions training staff member in that Week 18 game in his rookie year? You remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Quay Walker. He really turned his career around after that. He really did turn his career around. So shout out Quay. But yeah, it's just what an interesting couple days. And I'm hoping they can find a way to get me back here because I'm very very low right now. And I just it's basically kind of had the same year as last year. Like, oh, we're gonna have a couple of shootout wins. The defense will play well, like 3 or 4 games, and win like 7 or 8 games, and we'll be in the same spot this next offseason than we were this offseason. And go, we have to improve the defense. We're gonna bust the budget. We're gonna really do something good this year, and then do the same, and then make one solid signing, and then we're done. Budget busted. And we're ready. Like,
Yeah.
whatever, man. Fuck Jerry, man. What a fucking clown.
And you're not capitalizing with this potential Christian Parker on the team because I feel like even if he has like an above average year, he's going to be in the head coaching conversation next year. So
Probably.
you're not even like taking into consideration of that happening and not capitalizing on making some moves here to make the defense better. Because so far, the defense it seems like it's worse.
It's not great.
You
I
know what I mean?
mean,
Like you got rid of so many guys. Like you didn't address corner, didn't address linebacker. It's not. You got rid of a defensive tackle.
yeah.
The
It's
draft still needs to happen, but yeah, and it's funny. You guys are looking for edge rushers, but you got rid of Parsons. Like it's crazy to me. Like you guys are now in the market trying to get another pass rusher, but you had a generational pass rusher, and he's gone.
yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't want to think more about that trade because it's over, but it's definitely interesting. I mean, it's really
And
interesting
and
to
and there's
me.
a lot of people say like, oh, well, the Cowboys are better without Parsons. Are they though? Like, are they better without Parsons? I don't know because so far the defense went from bad to historically bad. So
Yeah,
it's like,
it was. I think like I think like the third like I think we would have been better on third downs last year with Micah Parsons because some of those plays on third down that he made a lot in his Cowboys tenure would have really helped because we were historically bad on third down. Like we could not get off the field at all ever. So I think having Mike would have helped. But I think the team still would have won the same amount of games probably, but because in 2024 the defense was a little bit only a little bit better with Mike Zimmer and we had Parsons on the
right,
team. So I
right.
I would have preferred to keep Micah Parsons always, but yeah, it's whatever. And we had to move forward, and we're not doing it correctly. Now look, we have 2 first-round picks now. Okay, you gotta hit, man. You gotta hit. If you fuck up this draft, then I need Will McClay fired. I need Jerry Jones to just sell the team, but that's never gonna happen. So we gotta do other shit, and we need to get I hope the board falls in our favor because there's a chance that everything that we can just be fucked. Like there's a chance that, obviously Caleb Downs is gonna be gone. Delane might be gone. I'm not gonna lie, I had a dream last night that the Cowboys took Ruben Bain. I would take it. Literally, if it came to me in a dream, then maybe it's possible. Like literally, I legitimately had a dream. We took Ruben Bain. I don't even I've never
That's funny.
so that'd be really cool if Ruben Bain falls to us because that would be really funny because I literally had a dream about it. So we'll see,
Yeah,
but
that's funny.
yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a very
Yeah, I
interesting
mean,
off season, rest of the off season.
it's going to be a very crucial draft for Dallas. But yeah, as of now, man, yeah, it's not. It's pretty quiet over there, and this was again like another off season where they said, "Oh, shit's gonna change." Well, not really much changed, but
Unless you trade for I mean, literally, I can't believe we couldn't. Like, I remember there's rumors about us trading for Minka. The Jets got him for a 7, right? And then we ended up trading for a future 4
yeah,
For Rashawn Gary. Like I
you
literally
could have went
we
after him
could have
too.
traded for both. We could have got Rashawn Gary and Minka and gave up nothing, but
Well, you
no,
cut you. I thought Gary was supposed to. I thought Gary was supposed to get cut. So you probably could have just waited for him
he
to get cut and not
was.
trade anything at all.
That's also true. But sometimes I understand. Like, hey, hey, you know what? Teams do that to just to make sure they don't get signed by somebody else. So I'm like, okay, so maybe you do that. But then giving up a future of 4 was a bit rich. I think you could have just gave him up for one of your just for our 7th. Here, take the 7th. Don't cut him. We'll eat the money. Just here's a 7th round pick for him. But instead they go here's a future 4. Like a real smart business move, Jerry. You fucking idiot. Like, but again, I don't hate the move. Like
Yeah,
it's a future pick, so we'll deal with that problem next year. I don't hate that move, but the fact that we did nothing else on the defensive line besides subtract players is astonishing to me. Don't worry, we don't need Max Crosby. We have Rashawn Gary. That's just not how you operate a football team. Okay, yeah, we have Rashawn Gary. Great, the best player ever apparently. But he's better than Max Crosby. We don't need Crosby. We have Rashawn Gary. Fuck out of here. Ah,
yeah,
what an off what a
yeah.
time to be alive.
Night. Yeah, nightmare situation. But yeah. I mean, shifting gears here. I mean, the Eagles have not been that much better. Let's be honest here. I mean, they've let a lot of pieces go so far, and they've added one piece, and Tariq Woolen, who's a very decent upgrade over Adoree Jackson. I'll give you that. So in a way, the secondary did get better because Adoree Jackson was just not it, and Tariq Woolen, he comes in as you know, he's probably going to come in hungry next season because he's looking for that long term payday. He's still 26 years old, and the guy just won a Super Bowl, so he fits right in with your culture. You know, he's a champion too. He's playing with championship players in the secondary, so that's going to be a fantastic trio in your secondary with the corners, in my opinion. But yeah, you still got to address that one safety spot. Yeah, obviously you let Reed Blankenship walk, which is fine. I mean, I love Reed. All the Eagles fans love Reed, but he's very replaceable. Um, so yeah, whether you bring in one of these remaining safeties like Jaquan Brisker or C.J. Gardner Johnson, which you know we would all love that, but is it going to happen? I'd say probably not. But yeah, you definitely need another safety to go with Makuba, and if you address safety in the draft, that's also fine. And yeah, you let Nakobe Dean walk. Nakobe Dean, he was really never going to come back anyway because he's. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm
Because
just
you're
letting.
frozen on my
Oh no,
screen.
I'm good. Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, you let Nakobe Dean walk. Obviously, you told the guy to test the free agency, see, and he was always going to get a decent chunk of change that the Eagles were never going to be able to, probably match. And plus, you invested a first round pick in Jahad Campbell, so that pretty much was the writing on the wall that Nakobe Dean was probably out the door anyway. So it's not it's definitely a big loss, and I mean it's only March. We're not playing tomorrow or in a week. We're playing in September, so you're not gonna. You don't have to be ready to go in March. It's only March. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the other big move was Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips, we attempted to re-sign him, but I mean, the guy got such a crazy payday that the Eagles were just never never going to pay
Yeah.
that much money
Fucking
for the guy. I mean, what he get
ridiculous.
4 years, 124 million.
Yeah, it's 30
Yeah,
million a
the
year.
guy.
Nah, fuck that, bro. No one's paying that
Yeah,
shit.
good for. Yeah, good. I mean, good for him. Congrats to him and his family with that. But yeah, man, the Eagles weren't definitely. That's out of their price range. But yeah, appreciate Jalen Phillips what he did for us. But yeah, he's sayonara, I guess, because we're not gonna we were not gonna pay that. But yeah, the big addition with is Tariq Woolen, and yeah, like I said, I expect better than at the very least better than Adoree Jackson last year. Um, yeah, and then we saw a potential guy to replace Jalen Phillips. We saw Bradley Chubb walk, or he signed with the Bills.
Yeah,
We saw
a
him
lot of
go,
money.
and that could have been a guy. That could have been a guy that you could maybe replace Jalen Phillips with, but obviously that's out of the question now. So yeah, I don't really know what they're going to do with edge rusher right now, but you have Hunt still, Jalex Hunt, who's developing very nicely, and you really need Nolan Smith to do something next year. Like you really need this guy to develop because I mean, unless you start shopping him around in some kind of trade, but you really need this guy to produce next year. Like I get this, like we saw the glimpse in the play, like the end of 2024, going into the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. The guy was like a stud, defensive edge rusher, but now, like last year, the guy was injured like a lot of the season, and then when he was in there, like he wasn't bad, but he wasn't a game changer. So you really need him to take the next step in his game. Like you really need it. But yeah, as of other edge rushers, I don't really know who's available right now because we saw Trey Hendrickson get signed to also a lot of money, which the Eagles probably weren't going to pay that either. And and obviously the Max Crosby deal. We'll get into that in a little bit, but yeah, that I don't know how in the Eagles are going to be with that, but obviously Max Crosby would be great to bring in, but I mean we'll see. But yeah, edge rusher is definitely a big question. And for right now, I probably see them addressing it sometime in the draft. So we'll just see what they do. And I mean, the last like big free agent who's still actually available is Dallas Goddard. I mean, the guy hasn't signed with any team yet, and maybe you can bring him back. So I'd love to have Dallas Goddard back. So, and since you let all these other guys go, maybe you can afford the guy. So we'll see what happens with that. But like other like little stuff, like we got a deal done today with Landon Dickerson to restructure his contract. We also brought our punter back, or gave him an extension rather, Braden Mann. So he's here for another like 4 years. And then at the start of free agency, you re-signed Jordan Davis to an extension, which cleared up some cap space for you. So yeah, that's pretty much like all what the Eagles have really been doing. I mean, it's not a great free agency. It's not a great free agency class, so you don't really have to go out and if you don't feel the need to spend money, don't spend the money
Yeah, fuck it.
on guys that like if there's no guys you don't see that that you don't think is going to be impactful for you, why go out and sign them? But anyway, it's like we get like we draft so well and then we get punished for it. You know what I mean? Because like we're drafting so well and then we just have to see guys walk because we can't pay everybody.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the price you pay when you draft really well because everybody can't get paid. So yeah, that's really what holds the Eagles back because there's guys on the team that still need extensions and all that other stuff. So yeah, like obviously with the cornerback market right now, like we just saw Trent McDuffie get paid like a shit ton of money. So wonder how that's gonna like come about in the future with a Quinion Mitchell extension or a Cooper DeJean extension, which both those guys need to be signed because like great corners like them, they don't grow on trees, and you got to keep guys like that around in the organization because those were like once in a lifetime draft picks right there. Like you can't let guys like that go. And another thing I wanted to address, like all this Jalen Carter BS
Oh
with
yeah, I heard about that.
trade rumors with Jalen Carter, like how did this even like why are teams even calling like just because his name got mentioned in that Micah Parsons trade that almost happened like uh, however long ago, it doesn't mean that the Eagles said it's probably Dallas probably demanded Jalen Carter, and then obviously the Eagles said no. Like, why are you trading Jalen Carter? This guy has defensive player of the year like written all over him. Like he's got so much talent. Like you don't trade a player like that. Like I'm sorry. So I disagree with any of that. And yeah, I don't even know why teams bother calling because like why would he be available? Just because his name was demanded by another team doesn't mean he's available.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really all I have to say with addressing that shit. So yeah.
Fuck,
Um But yeah,
Adam
we'll
Schefter
see what the
stuff.
Eagles do in the next couple days here.
What?
But
My
yeah,
God, Bryce Huff just retired.
did he? Did
Yeah,
he really?
yeah. Adam Schefter said Bryce Huff after he was on IG that he's retiring just now.
Wow, Super Bowl champion Bryce Huff.
Yeah,
Wow,
unbelievable. God.
unreal, right? Congrats on a great career and winning a Super Bowl. He
Yeah.
probably thought he was content and good for him. But
27 years old,
yeah,
retires. That's so funny.
yeah,
God, we talk about
but
Max
yeah. Anyway,
Crosby, or you still got more Eagle stuff.
yeah. Let's get right into this. No, I got nothing else with the Eagles. We just got to see what they do in the next few days or in the draft. But
Yeah,
yeah. You play in September, not March. So
that is very true. Yeah, that's why. Apparently, can you believe what happened? I was truly stunned watching the Ravens pull out of that trade. I've never seen that before, at least to that scale in my life. Seeing it, cause I've seen people
yeah, I agree.
I remember when the Cowboys re-signed Rennie Gregory, before the new league year, and then he pulled out, went to the Niners or the Broncos. He went to the Broncos, and so I've seen that happen before. But a trade like that with that level of player, like 2 first round picks on the line, and they just say, "Oh yeah, the Ravens pull out." I was like, "What?" Like that I failed physical and all that. I was like, I truly stunned, and it was one of the most ridiculous nights in sports history, considering everything else was happening also around sports with Bam Adebayo and Team USA losing to Italy, all that. I was like, what is going on right
Yeah,
now? Crazy.
yeah. So it was getting really weird that night with sports, but yeah, I mean, I've never seen anybody like any team like really back out of a trade like that. Like that was kind of crazy. Um, but I guess yeah, like people say it's from the failed physical and they want nothing to do with them, but like others just think like they didn't see the value in giving up
Yeah.
the 2 first rounders for and I feel like it really hurts, like it hurts the Raiders more than than the Ravens because the Raiders just lost out on 2 draft picks, like 2 first round draft
Yeah.
picks, you know what I mean? So
Because the Raiders, they felt good
and
about their
it's like
team because they signed a bunch of guys and they spent a lot of money, so they felt okay with their team plus
right.
their
Yeah,
picks. So I don't, the Ravens
right.
really fucked them over. And if I'm the Raiders, I'm never trading with Baltimore ever again. I'm getting that petty, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck
it
that.
was yeah, that was definitely not great for the Raiders because yeah, they obviously they probably spent the most money so far this off season, and yeah, now they just got gypped out of two draft picks. So yeah,
Fucking Baltimore.
yeah, but that was some big news, man. Um,
I got
what else has happened in the last?
Well, I know we can talk about, the Ravens. I think the reason why they did that was because they were like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's fail the physical. So even though we knew we had the surgery, so let's fail the physical and let's go get Trey Hendrickson because the
Right.
Ravens lost a bunch of players. So you know what? Fuck this trade. Let's keep our picks. Because first of all, the Ravens like never. You hear about that too? The Ravens never trade first round picks like ever. So they were like, you know what?
Yeah, that's
Let's just go get
interesting.
Trey and just And I'm like, okay, but don't
Yeah,
don't make that trade. Then Baltimore, you screwed us. The Ravens screwed us. If the Ravens weren't involved, Max Crosby's a Cowboy. So fuck the Ravens. And now Crosby's just gonna stay with the
yeah,
Raiders. Like fuck Baltimore, man. What a
yeah.
disgrace.
He Crosby will probably stay with the Raiders now, but yeah, because I don't know if any teams are really going to take a chance on
Yeah, his
what's really
value's
going
cooked. His
on
value's cooked. They
with
they
his health, with his health and stuff. But yeah, I mean the Ravens probably saw more value in just keeping the draft picks and getting another guy that gets multiple sacks a year, like double digit sacks. Like it's essentially kind of the same type of player, him and just another aging pass rusher with that gets 1 million sacks a year. So yeah, I mean it's probably more value in what they saw there. So smart to back out, I guess. We'll see. And
Is
yeah, the Raiders they
smart
got
maybe
screwed.
cool. No, not cool. But I guess
Yeah, cool. Not yeah,
it's a better move for them though. I guess to get Trey Hendrickson. It's very interesting.
yeah.
The pass
And
rush is doing a lot.
they were allowed to now they were allowed to back out because the new league year didn't start till what yesterday,
Till
and then
Wednesday. They backed out Tuesday, so they were able to do it because
right,
it wasn't finalized. It wasn't sent through the. They just agreed. It was just an agreement. It was like basically a handshake deal. 42 and a handshake, basically. 2 first round picks and a handshake is what it
right,
basically was. So
yeah,
so
right.
yeah, I don't. It
So
was
yeah,
crazy. So funny,
yeah,
man.
that definitely was crazy.
He put a whole
But
goodbye video out and he posted himself in Baltimore. I was like, yo, man, that's crazy. It was, oh my God. Yeah, yeah, wow. Wow. But yeah, I don't know, I mean, but the Raiders, though, despite that, I mean, maybe it's not, maybe it could be a blessing for the Raiders to keep Crosby because they made some nice moves. Linderbaum got a lot of money. They got Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. I think did they bring back Eric? I think did they bring back Eric Stokes? I think they might have brought back Eric Stokes too. So yeah, I like the Raiders maybe going to be improved next year, especially if Mendoza's pretty good. So the Raiders
yeah, Mendoza's
have
good.
a
Yeah,
shot.
they're setting up. Yeah, they're setting them up Excuse me, guys. Sorry. They're setting up. They're setting Mendoza up for success so far. I mean, they still have a whole lot of work to do,
Yeah.
and obviously got to see how the coaching staff does. I mean, it's like the Raiders fans aren't allowed to have hope until they see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They gotta see it first, and their off season's not done yet. So yeah, but good start nonetheless.
Yeah.
But
Spending money. I wish my team
yeah,
would spend money like that. Like, holy shit.
yeah,
That'd be cool
so,
to see.
yeah. I mean, they have a lot of cap space.
All right.
Yeah, guys. I mean, that's pretty much it for the covering free agency for now. I mean, borrowing anything, we'll come back next week, give another week, and see what else happens in the league. And yeah, and then we'll have a great off season coming ahead, and see what comes in the future here. So yeah, make sure you guys like, you comment, you subscribe, do all that good stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video, and peace out till next week. We'll
Do
see you.
something, Jerry. Do
Peace.
something. See you guys later.